How to build an easy automatic bone meal farm in Minecraft. These are the resources you will need for this farm. Okay, so the first step to this farm is to place yourself down 3 double chests right next to each other, just like this. Then you will need to place a hopper going into each of those chests, with then a composter on top of each of those hoppers. After that, you will need to place a hopper going into each composter. Then after you've done that, you can head behind the composters, and then right behind the bottom hoppers that are facing into the chest, place a row of blocks just like this. Then you will also need to expand this by one more block, kind of going out from where the hoppers are, just like this. Do that on both sides, and from this line go 2 blocks back, 1, 2, and then place another row of blocks right here. Then on top of the corners, you will need to place 3 blocks that will pretty much end up connecting the 2 lines. Then you will need to jump into here and place 6 sticky pistons, so pretty much 1 sticky piston on top of each of the blocks. And then you will need to head to the left side of the farm right here, and then you will need to place 3 blocks in a V shape just like this. And then you will need to place a repeater going into the block that's on the back right here, with then a redstone torch in front of here and the redstone dust right here, and this should make this system kind of flick on and off just like this. And then after that, you will need to head in front of here and pretty much above the block that's above the redstone torch, you will need to place a lever and then pretty much flick that on to turn the farm off. So anyways, after you've done that, you will need to head behind here, and you will need to place a row of blocks under a block that's under the sticky piston, or behind the block that's under the sticky piston, if that makes sense, but pretty much just like this. And then you will need to place 6 redstone dust, so pretty much 1 on top of each of the blocks, and then link up the redstone dust we have right here with the redstone dust that's under here, and now all the pistons should be turned on. Then after you've done that, you will need to place 6 sand in front of the sticky pistons. Then after that, you will also need to place 6 sand right here, which is pretty much on top of where the extended part of the piston is. Then after you've done that, you can simply place 3 blocks right here, 3 blocks right here, then 6 blocks on top of the sand, 6 blocks on top of the pistons, then place a block to the left side of the hoppers and to the right side. And then pretty much on the line of blocks we have right here, you will need to build that line 3 more blocks going upwards. So pretty much like this, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3, something like this. Then do the same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Then at the back right here, you will need to place 1 row of blocks with the normal pistons on top of them, with then a row of normal blocks on top of those pistons. Then after you've done that, you will need to place 2 glass panes on top of each of the hopper, so you should end up placing a total of 12 glass panes, so pretty much just like this. So after you've done that, you should have something looking like this. So anyways, after you've done that, you will need to head to the back side of the farm, and then on the block right here that's pretty much to the left of where the sticky piston is, you will need to place a block with then a redstone torch on top of that block. That redstone torch should also be kind of facing away from where the redstone dust is. So anyways, after you've done that, on top of that redstone torch, you will need to place another block with then a redstone torch on top of it, with then a block on top of the redstone torch, with then another redstone torch on top of that block. Then after you've done that, you will need to build a line of blocks pretty much behind where all the pistons are, just like this, and then simply just place redstone dust on top of all those blocks. So anyways, after you've done that, you will need to head back to the front of the farm, and then on top of the glass we placed right here, you will need to place a row of blocks just like this, and then right in front of the block that's above the pistons, you will need to place a row of slabs with then a row of trapdoors in front of those slabs. And then after you've done that, you will need to head up here and then waterlock all of these slabs, which you can do by simply right clicking on them with a water bucket. And if you open the slabs right here, so the trapdoors, you should see that the water is flowing downwards. So anyways, after you've done that, you will need to place 2 redstone dusts behind each of the trapdoors, just like this. And you will of course need to do this on all of the blocks, so right now you should have a total of 12 redstone dusts on top of here. And then for the last step, you will need to head into here and then place a piece of kelp on top of each of the sands, just like this. Then you can simply head out, close up the trapdoors, and now the farm is done. Pretty much how you use this is you flick on this lever, turn it on, and as you see, the kelp is growing, and it's growing fast, and the kelp is then of course pushed by the water into these hoppers, which will then push the kelp into the composters, and pretty much then when enough kelp has gone into the composters, it will turn into bone meal, which will then be disposed into this chest. As you see, bone meal, 2 bone meal. Wait a little bit more here for the composters to be completely full, 1 bone meal, let's just wait a bit, and then 2 bone meal, boom. So that is pretty much how this farm works. I also quickly want to mention one thing, and that is that you can build this as small as even just having 1 chest, or you can expand this to be pretty much 11 long, so a little bit longer than what I have so far. So yeah, you can make this even quicker, and you can build multiple of these and then simply link up the redstone. But yeah, it's super easy, super beneficial for your world, because you get a bunch of bone meal, so I would definitely recommend that you build this one. But anyways, that is it for this one, so yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.